question. On the grade 1, 2, and 3, so is every couple months you guys doing the parent conference? The period in between 1, 2, and 3 on the top?
We have one more set of parent conferences. Yes, we do.
So a total of 3
That's the whole
sets?
year. That's the whole
The
year.
whole
We
year.
have 3 reporting periods in a year.
Oh, okay.
Beginning of the school.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, I'm supposed to come into the camera. 3 reporting periods in the year. Beginning of the school year to December.
Oh, okay.
And then the second reporting period is to March. And then the third reporting period is to the end of the year.
Oh, gosh.
With the first reporting period, we have parent conference at almost the end of the reporting period about the same time. During the second reporting period, as a tradition, we have had parent conferences, not at the end of the second reporting period, but in the middle of it. Because we feel at the end of it, it's a little late to be telling the parents, well, it's March and your kid's not doing well. These are the things you can do. There's no time to do it. So we do it in the middle of the reporting period to give parents and teachers more time to work together if the child needs help. And the last reporting period is right before the summer, and there's no conferences for that one. It's just the end of the year.
Thank you so much.
However, you can always talk to your child's teacher. All right, even if there's not a scheduled conference, you can always make an appointment.
Ms. Chen.
Okay, thank you. I'm Ms. Carol Chen, and actually I'm partnered with Mrs. Savage, kinder teacher. Okay, I'll try my best to talk about the MLA and MLD because right now, as you know, districts are still developing those standards. And I just actually went to a meeting yesterday, so that I'm coming back and I'm trying my best to explain everything to you guys, okay? For Mandarin Emerging Program Standard, is actually have 2 things to it. MLA, which stands for Mandarin Language Arts, and MLD, Mandarin Language Development. Now I'm going to talk about the difference of those 2. Think about MLA as kids that actually very fluent and they're like native speakers and came into the program and they are actually considered MLA. We actually teaching everyone as a MLA standards, so we speak to them the Mandarin standard language. MLD is actually for developing their fluency towards the levels. So that's the difference. So basic MLA is Mandarin Language Art. They use that for the language art content standard. And how did they derive from that is actually they're using California Language Art Centers concurrently. So right now we're actually in phases of changing to Common Core. So kindergarten is actually starting this year. But other grades, we're still using the California Language Art Standards. And we're using that as a base to write the Mandarin Language Art content standards. And then it also includes the 4 strengths: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. And each standards describe the content students need to master by the end of each grade level. And all students are working toward the same goal. So it doesn't, it's that what we're saying is that when you come into the Mandarin language art, they're immersed into the language. We're not, we actually talk into the standardized Mandarin language to them. Now, this is what I went to a lot yesterday about. We're actually adopting the new standard called, the district actually right now, it's called the American Council on the Teaching of Foreign Language. And they're using this provision guidelines, description for each individual can do what language in terms of speaking, writing, listening, and reading in a real world situations, in a spontaneous and non-rehearsed context. This is what we want our kids, maybe by the end of the elementary school, when they go to the junior high, this is what our goal want them to be. So, And now district is actually adopting this system. And then MLD is actually standards designed for the classroom teacher to assessing the progress of the Mandarin learners. And then strategy used to help students attain proficiency in Mandarin. And then each level are giving an overview of what students must know and be able to do as they move towards the full fluency of Mandarin. I'm just going to briefly talk about each different levels, and later I have breakdown of each grade so you can see what each grade are supposed to do. The first one is they have novice, which within that they have low, mid, and high. Basic, what novice means that they only using isolate words and phrases so far, and they can only memorize and recall the phrases. So they can't. If you put them out of context, it's very hard for them to having a conversation with you in Chinese. And then that's novice. All of us are the kinder first. Later you will see the level I break it down that the district give us. And then intermediate, it's low, mid, high. And this part is where kids are can perform more familiar topics, and they are now can recombine the way all the words that they learn, and then they can intermediate level into the simple questions, and they can actually handle straightforward survival situation. Right now, I think by the 5th grade, there's actually an intermediate high. So you can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different levels within each of the sub of the level that kids need to perform. And then advanced, we're talking about maybe junior high school or junior high or high school level of the proficiency. So I'm not going to go in detail, but you're just going to kind of know the breakdown. And then there's 2 more levels. Okay, this is where when you go to university, you're going to achieve the superior level. And then when you want to become an ambassador, you'll become distinguished, of the foreign language of Mandarin. So these are the really high ends of the language. Okay, so that's basically all the level that they have. And now here's the breakdown for the each grade. Okay. So, like for example, kindergarten. You start with novice low. That doesn't mean if you have kids coming from 1st grade as a brand new kids, they also start with novice low. So whoever has the beginning to the program, usually we have the kids in the we only accept at 1st grade. So some of the kids at 1st grade will also be a novice low. So you will have novice low at kinder, 1st grade novice low to novice mid, and then 2nd grade novice mid to novice high, and then 3rd all the way to 5th grade, which is still at intermediate mid. So these are the level that we are trying to have kids go through. And this is actually the base of each level. If kids are really progressing, they can actually go through the level to their own progress. Some kids maybe not even. Some kids, if they're 1st grade, they might be achieving novice mid or novice high. If they're so advanced into the level. Yes.
So these are just expectations.
Yes. Yes. But your kids can perform much better than that, and you can keep going with the levels.
Wait, sorry. So you can keep going by the teacher will adapt to that child?
Yes. Yes. Each kid has their own folder, but I'll talk about the different. There's other cases when they are already mainstream already to the MLA. And then right now I'm just giving you a short description of what each level can do. Like for example, kindergarten, very basic. Say my name. They can repeat. They can name members of the immediate family using simple words, and then with prompt. respond to simple questions using single words, name objects, all the thing is just memorize. Memorize phrases, single words. That's most all the kinder right now. And they can sing, they can do, but they cannot, when you take all the contact, when you ask something, they can't do it because they're still learning. Okay, so that's novice low. And then for first grade, which is novice low to novice mid. So now you can see a little bit of a higher thing is like they can introduce themselves, identify instead of just repeating. They can identify now. And then you can name members of the BMF simple phrases instead of just one word. You can do simple questions, and they can respond to simple questions, but still memorize phrases. They are still in that stages of memorization. And then for second grade, now they are becoming novice mid, novice high, which is they are exiting out the novice level. They can ask and answer simple questions with some modeling with the teacher too. Tell times, respond questions about feeling of some modeling in complete sentences. Provide simple description of what people and object look like, and express basic needs and wants with some modeling in complete sentences. So each progressing level they can do a little bit much different ways of expressing the language. So, and then I'll stop at third, and then I'll just walk you through the other one. Okay, third grade, they can actually using conversation now, and then 3 to 5 steps of telling things, and then it's much more sophisticated now. So there are different things that they can able to do because they apply more vocabulary now. And then let's go to all the way to 5th grade. Fourth grade is describe, create now. So it's much more elaborate, abstract words now. And then at the 5th grade, they can actually do short presentation, they can express opinion, and they can describe and explain. So there's the sequence they have to go through. So now, so at the end, I'll show you. If you really want to read about the American Council on Teaching of Foreign Language, that's the website. You can log on and you can read all of them. And then actually there's a one, I think maybe, Jack, you guys want to actually know, Natasha? This is actually, when I went to the training yesterday, they were talking about, this is actually an assessment that where they can have a live, I think, person that can assess the kids on the other end. They're like talking to them on the, kind of like a screen, and they're talking to them and they're having conversation with them. Afterward, they assess their score, So maybe that's one thing we can, study or check, to look further into it too. So that's what I, have the information on. Okay, so this is basically what MLA and MLD, and actually we still I have a short presentation of each of the. I can show you what MLA lesson look like and MLD, so you can have a sense of what I just talked about.
Also, keep in mind that the criteria that Ms. Chen just showed us, all of that fall under the speaking strand.
Yes.
There's speaking, there's listening, reading, and writing. There are 4 strands under each. Those were examples of the speaking strand.